What's up, you guys? So it's Charlie here. I'm in Bali, Indonesia, and I'm here at the villa that we just rented for the next 3 days. I'm gonna give you guys a quick view of the outside. It's a 3-bedroom Airbnb, about $400 per day, which is kind of expensive. But we're here in the heart of Canggu, which is pretty cool. Got this little pool right here that we have yet to use. And yeah, really loving it. Just want to make this video and share with you guys why you should build a remote business. Just a little bit of background if you don't know who I am. I'm Charlie. I run a couple different businesses, all online based, all remote. And the first one is a media business. So we basically have a catalog of a bunch of different YouTube channels, all education based like this one, but I have a bunch of other ones in different sub niches. We have over 50 people on that team, put out tons and tons of content. And then the other company is a overseas recruiting agency called Paired. That one's also fully remote. Most of our team is based in Indonesia and Latin America. And that one is, I think, 25 people currently. I think closer to 25. I've been running that for about 2 years. Anyways, all my businesses are online. I've never made like a physical business, okay, I shouldn't say that. All my businesses before in the past that I used to do were physical businesses. At least most of them were. Now all of my businesses are completely remote and I can basically work wherever I want. So yeah, just in this video, sort of want to tell you guys why you should start an online business, why you should start a fully remote company, and sort of what it's like to be here in Bali, right? We're on a team retreat. The last 3 nights we spent in Ubud actually, which is about an hour north of where we are right now. A lot more peaceful than Canggu and Seminyak area, but also super, super cool. We rented a huge house, had our whole project manager team there. So I think we had 8 people staying at this villa, and we just bonded and hung out for 3 days. It was amazing. I mean, I knew the trip was gonna be cool and great, but it completely exceeded my expectations. And we grew as a team. We were able to build connections that are literally impossible through Slack or through Zoom calls. And it was completely worth the investment. Obviously coming here, flying my team out here, renting stuff, paying for meals, all that stuff. It is costly, right? But it is super worth it. I would do it again and again and again. Yeah. Let's talk about why remote businesses are so good. Remote businesses are so good because for me, freedom is probably one of the most important words in my vocabulary. It's something that I've been chasing for a long time. And with freedom, there are 2 words that come to mind, right? The first one is going to be time freedom. So you're not really set to any time. You don't need to work starting at, let's say, 9 a.m. exactly. You don't need to be at this meeting every single Wednesday, stuff like that. That's a huge, huge one. I love to gym in the middle of the day. I like to see friends, go out for a bite to eat in the middle of the day when most people are working. That to me is huge. The second is going to be location freedom. I mean, being able to come here and still work on the business. I could stay here for months and the business would be completely fine. I think the freedom that comes with that location, like not being tied to any single location, being able to work from just your laptop, right? Like I have my laptop right here. That's all I need to run my business. Seriously, everything is online. Managing teams online. All our assets are online. And that way, yeah, I can work from home. That's my preferred place to work rather than going to an office. Yeah, I could rent an office space and have some of my US-based team members there, but I don't want to do that, right? It's never been my goal to build a big company that is centered in one location where I need to physically go in every single day. To me, that's just more of like a 9-to-5 job, except you're taking on way more headaches than just having a job, right? So for me, I don't want that fancy office. All I want is the time and location freedom. And that's why the businesses that I have today allow me to do that, because I thought about this in the past and I was like, okay, what type of business can I make? And I landed on these types of businesses. I think I'm gonna, start a physical business at some point in the future. Maybe I've always wanted to have a restaurant. But besides that, dude, like I don't see why it makes sense for anyone to try and chase a physical business. Yeah, at least maybe my skill set is more geared towards online business, remote business, but some people, they have a service that's really great. They can build a physical business that can, in the future, of course, offer freedom like that. Once you build out a team, pretty much any type of business can offer you, some time or location freedom. Yeah. Okay, so that's the main thing why a remote business I think is great. If you are watching this video and you're like, that sounds like something that I want to be able to travel. I want to be able to work from my computer. I don't want to commute to an office. I don't want to have meetings all day. I don't want to have a boss that's always looking over my shoulder. Then yeah, this is the type of business that you want, right? This is something that I've wanted for myself for a long time. I don't want any of my employees to be tied down by their location, even the time frame, right? Our employees, they can work whenever they want. There's of course some structure with some required meetings, but it's very, very flexible, and we have no offices. I want my teams, I want them to be able to have location freedom because I want that for myself, and I think that's the optimal way of living, right? If you want a 9-to-5 job, or if you want to be tied down to an office, then go out and do that. But for most people, I think just given those two options, they're probably going to want to be able to work from home or wherever. Yeah, Bali, let's talk a little bit about Bali. Bali is amazing, right? I told you guys the price of this villa, $300-400 per night, which is extremely expensive. You can pay $300-400 per month for some spots. Granted, those are probably more long-term like apartments, not big villas like this, but it's extremely affordable to live here. Like, I don't think people realize how powerful it is to be able to change where they are living. If you're born in a high cost of living area, let's say you're born in SF, where a one-bedroom apartment costs, let's say, $3,000 per month. You can move here if you have a remote job or a remote business and pay that to live for, let's say, 6 months, right? You can get a solid spot for, let's say, okay, we'll say you can get a dope place here for $1,000 per month, which is completely doable. It might even be somewhat like of a villa type situation. $1,000 per month, that $3,000 lasts you 3 months. So it's 3 times cheaper and you get a way sicker spot. We could go down to $500 per month of rent here, right? 1 month of SF rent is 6 months of rent here in Bali, where you get much better than a one-bedroom studio shitbox apartment. Food is also way, way cheaper here, right? Of course, there are tons of gentrification here. There's tons of foreign people. And so there are restaurants where you're spending a lot less still than, let's say, the average American meal, but it's not that much lower. It might be 30 to 50% lower at some of these restaurants. However, if you really want to eat cheap, there are so many other options, more local foods, where only like locals go to, where you can get a full meal for $2 to $3 per meal. And so you're spending about $10, let's say, $10 per day on food, which is just insane. You also don't need to cook here because buying food on Grab, getting it delivered, very affordable. So that saves you a ton of time, right? What else is cheap here? The whole lifestyle is definitely going to be cheaper here than in a similar city in the US. Yes, there are trade-offs, right? There are rundown parts of Bali. You can definitely tell that you're in a foreign country. It's very humid. It can rain a lot. There are definitely like some downsides, But it's a really beautiful spot, and this is my second time here. If I live here, I think I would. If I had a place like this, it'd be really cool to live here. You can just bunker down, get a lot of work done. There's so many entrepreneurs here, and you can really get inspired by the types of people living here and building real businesses. Tomorrow I'm filming a video called Asking Digital Nomads, where we just interview like people that have cool businesses, see what they do. You can build any type of business from here. Same thing with any other country. All you need is a laptop and internet. The last Asking Digital Nomads interview we did here in Bali about 2 years ago blew up, 2.2 million views as of right now. And I think people are just fascinated that there are these people that come travel here for an extended amount of time. They settle down for a bit, get to explore a new culture, live a completely different lifestyle than what they grew up with or used to, and still build their business. It's really, really cool. There's also like being able to take advantage of the dollar. If you're watching this video, you are probably in the States. The dollar is so strong, and we are so lucky for that, right? It just goes a lot further in a lot of these countries, and it basically makes you, let's say, 3 to 5x your purchasing power from the States. So just by living here, you're able to reduce your living costs by, let's say, 3x, save a lot more money, and that's just because you have that location freedom, right? The world is not, it shouldn't be a bubble. It shouldn't just be where you grew up. It shouldn't be your hometown. It shouldn't be just your city. The world is massive. There's so many cool cultures, so many types of great food, so many different lifestyles that you can live in one single life. And to just be comfortable in one city for the rest of your life, that to me doesn't make any sense. I want to explore. I want to meet new people. I want to try different things, live in places like this, live in places like, I don't know, maybe snow, maybe tropical, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, there's so many countries, right? And it also makes you, I think, a better person because you have a better understanding of people, of diversity, of the fact that people, they're in different situations, and just makes you like a less selfish person, in my opinion. Bali's great. I think, I probably wouldn't live here full time, but I could definitely see myself being here for an extended amount of time, maybe 1, 2, 3 months at a time. It's a really cool spot, and I think a lot of you watching this video, you would enjoy it. We'll say it didn't quite live up to my expectations since I, for like 10 years, thought of Bali as like the dream destination. There are definitely some cons to being here, but overall it is a really cool place that I think everyone should get to experience. Now let's talk about the types of remote businesses that you guys can create. There's so many online businesses that are possible, like so many. For me, it's like, right, social media. Social media is a big one, and a lot of people that I meet here, they are into social media. There's a lot of money in social media. A lot of people don't realize this, but you can make hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars per year with social media. There's going to be, what else can you do? Coaching, right? Coaching, if you have some type of service or skill and you can help other people with some type of offer or service, do that. That is a great thing that offers you complete location freedom. Yes, there might not be as much time freedom because you're still trading your time for money, but you can scale a business like that to become both time and location free just by having a team in the future. But it doesn't need to be right now, right? That's a great way for a lot of people to get started. Agency, similar thing, right? Offering some type of service. The recruiting company that we started offers a service, and I don't need to be in a certain city to run that business. Online digital products, selling, let's say, info, education, mentoring. A lot of that gets a bad rep, but still a lot of people get tons of value from that. So that's also another thing you can consider doing. Yeah, I think almost anything these days can be related to the internet, and we have choices in life, and you have a complete choice in what type of business you want to run. So if you want to run a physical business, then you can go and do that. But if you want to run an online business, you can choose to do that, right? That's what I've chosen to do. And that's why I'm able to be here in Bali. I'd say that for most of you guys watching this, depending on your level, for most people, you should start with some type of service-based business. That's certainly what I did as an entrepreneur. I used to be a tutor, so that was in person, but I could have done online tutoring, which would allow me to live in a place like this. Ours might be a little bit funky, but you know, a little trade-off. I did photography, offering a service, right? But even with those, you can productize them in some way to offer some type of digital product or do it remotely and be able to work from here. Everything that used to require in-person visits can be changed, besides, you know, plumbing and stuff like that. But I don't think that's gonna apply to most of you guys watching this video. Yeah, there's so many great businesses out there that you can start. Online companies, one big pro to them is that you can create a company that's very lean, very efficient, and also have high profit margins, right? You don't need to pay rent for a big office. There's no utility bills. If you hire overseas, it's a lot more affordable than hiring people in the US. You can build an amazing online business that has high profit margins when done right. There are lots of tools out there you guys can use. I don't know how much I want to talk about that in this video, but I guess we can briefly talk about it. Slack, right? Most of the communications within our both our companies are in Slack. Everything is async pretty much, meaning like you send a message, then they respond. It's not like we're both online necessarily at the same time. And that's pretty cool. Definitely offers you more time freedom that way. CRM we use, so task management is mostly on ClickUp. ClickUp is a little bit more hard to use than Notion, but both are completely good. ClickUp is a bit better for automations, which, well, I can make an entire video about like, building out automations and stuff like that. But ClickUp, yeah. What else? Loom. We use Frame.io for all our video editing. I have like 10 different Frame accounts. What else do we use? Google Meet sometimes. What else? I'm trying to look right now. Okay, those are the main softwares that I think we use. High Level, that's a big one. We're using High Level a lot more. Really cool all-in-one platform that's pretty affordable and can save you a ton of money. Yeah, tools are important. Another tool is, of course, your team, right? Building a team is extremely important. I've chosen to go like more overseas route. So I'd say over 80% of my team is going to be overseas, with a majority of those people in Indonesia. I've hired from, I'd say, almost every country, and I've had the best experience with Indonesia. That's why Jeff and I, my co-founders, were paired. That's why we both chose Indonesia as our main spot. It's because it literally worked for us, and so we were like, we should offer this as a service. It could be a huge value add for so many businesses out there that aren't currently using overseas talent. It just sort of blows my mind. Yeah, you don't need to use our service, right? If you want help, of course we can help you, but yeah, having an overseas team has been really, really crucial for being able to scale my business in the way that I've done it. I guess I can talk a little bit about how to get clients, because for most of you guys watching this video, you're probably going to have some type of business where you have clients, because that's how most businesses make money, right? It's all based on media. I'm a huge believer that every single business out there needs to be a media company first, or needs to have a media branch, right? For us, all our stuff comes from organic. we're building out the paid stuff like ads and stuff, but we've grown everything with organic media, and I think every company should do that. So if you have any type of service or anything that you can, offer to other people, the way to get those people is by helping them first. And for me, that just comes down to education. Building a YouTube channel, right? Making videos that help your prospective clients. And prospective clients is a very key word, because getting 1 million random views from people that aren't going to use your service isn't going to really make you any money at all. 100 qualified views is way better than 1 million general views, right? You can make thousands and thousands of dollars from a video that gets 100 views, and I guarantee that's going to be a lot more than what you make from ads on a 1 million view video. And so yeah, the whole backbone of all our businesses is this client acquisition system, which essentially revolves around content, making content that people are searching or that people are looking for. These are our prospective clients, of course, and then giving them some type of value, and in return, they'll use your service or they'll use your links in the description, stuff like that, right? That's the whole premise, and that's what everyone needs to be doing. That's pretty much what everyone I meet working overseas is doing as well. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all I wanted to cover in this video. Hopefully this at least somewhat inspires you. This villa inspires me. Having this pool here, being able to see my team, just being in a different country, it's so inspiring to me. And I think a lot of people watching this video, you might want something similar. Maybe have a home base for 6 months in the States or wherever you're from, and then travel the rest of the time. Like, for me, I don't want to be traveling 100% of the time, right? I want to have my routine, I want to have my set everything at home, but I want the ability to just go out and travel and work when I want to. And I think for me, it's probably like 6 months at home and then maybe 6 months traveling. I think I'm not there yet, but I think that's where I want to get to at some point in the future. Yeah, anyways, hopefully you guys got some value from this video. I'm gonna be making a lot more videos like this in the future on this channel, so make sure to subscribe if you want these like raw, unfiltered conversations, or just talk to the camera like this. There's hardly any editing, if any at all. And yeah, just my whole goal is to give you guys value, document the whole entrepreneurship journey, and hopefully be able to inspire some people that want to start their own business, as well as give value to people that are already in the trenches and just looking to network, looking to learn from another entrepreneur. Yeah, hopefully this video has been able to serve you in some way. I'll see you guys in the next one.